While SSG and SSR are very powerful as they allow the server to serve the client with the content of the page very quickly, they have the disadvantages. SSG doesn't let you have a dynamic content on your page, and SSR loads all the JavaScript on your page on the same time. The island architecture allows you to think of every component like if it was a different page, which you could render or hydrate at different times, according to the importance of the component. Imagine that this is our page, and what you see in green is what the user sees, and in red is what the user doesn't see. We have some static content on our page and some dynamic content that the user can see and the user can't see. Okay, so what if we could tell our client to load the JavaScript on page load? Well, that sounds just like SSR, because SSR generates content of the page on the server, and then we hydrate it on the client. So what's special about the island architecture? The island architecture allows us to tell the client to load the JavaScript of the dynamic content on different times. Let's say that this is not a very important JavaScript, not a very important content, so we want to load the JavaScript only when it's visible. And this is a very important content, so we want to load it on when the page loads. So in this case, this will load and this will not load. Why? Because the user can see this component. And only when the user scrolls down and then sees the component, it gets hydrated, and then it becomes interactive. One that does support it is Astro, and it allows you to add tag to your component and according to it decide when the component loads. With Astro you have even more options than what we saw on this example, like idle, which loads and hydrates the component only when the page is done with its initial load, and only, which renders and hydrates the component only on the client. Basically SPA, but for a component instead of a page. Let's take a look at an example using the Astro framework. First, we want to create a dynamic component, so we create a counter component and use it on this page. Just a very simple counter component. It gets the initial number it starts with from the props, and every time we click on the increase button, it increases the counter by 1. Okay, let's import it to our page. And let's give it the initial number 5. As you can see, every time we click on the button, it doesn't work. This is because Astro is SSG by default, so it doesn't load the JavaScript for these components, so it can't work. If we refresh the page, we can see a counter JavaScript file or something like that. So in this case, we need to add a client load. And now it loads a lot of JavaScript, as you can see. And every time I click on the counter, it does increase by 1. But it really doesn't show the strength of the island architecture, because SSR will do just the same. So we want to hide the counter with some kind of div and then say that it loads the JavaScript only when you scroll down to the counter. So let's add a div that will hide our counter. It still loads all the JavaScript because we didn't change this to be client visible. Now, when we look on the network tab, we can see that it didn't load the JavaScript for our counter component, but when you scroll down, it does, and now it works, because it only loads the JavaScript of the component when it becomes visible to the client. Alright, I hope you found this video interesting. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more guides related to web development, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!